Everyone is just tired of like grinding and hustling, you know? There's this push on YouTube for entrepreneurs, like become an entrepreneur, become the best version of yourself. Like you always gotta be grinding nonstop, like work 80 hours a week and like it makes me feel like these people are like just completely out of touch. Either they're just grifting or they're like boomers, they grinded their ass off back in the day and now they're just like reaping the benefits now and they don't realize how hard it is to climb up the ladder. Man, I used to love working out. I used to love it. I've noticed the last few years, going to the gym and everything, I just don't have it anymore. I just don't have the desire to go to the gym. I'm sorry, man. It's so repetitive and boring. I used to like it. You know what it is? Like, this is what it is. Um, Part of it is because I'm old. I'm mid 40s, and my body is just like, I can't do what I used to be able to do. Um, Considering all the years of manual labor I've put on my body, and to top it off with the lifting and the running and stuff like that. My actual, and I'm thankful that like I haven't had any major problems when it comes to like an Achilles tear or some type of meniscus in my knee that gets, or like a some type of hip thing, or anything left with like a joint thing. I'm so blessed that I haven't had anything. A little bit with the back, but not too much. Um, but I think what I feel is just I'm worn out. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. Like even though I haven't even worked for I haven't even worked a regular job for like 3 months. I'm still just like, I just don't have the desire. Part of the reason, I'm going to be honest, part of the reason that I used to like going to the gym a lot was because I wanted to have availability to women. Well, and it did work out for me. But the women, even like 5 years ago, like are completely different than the women. It's because of COVID, I think. But they're not the same as they used to be. They're not as desirable. Like I look at the ones, even the ones that like they're in shape and they look good. I look at them and I'm like, there's no sustainability for any type of relationship with that. Um, because there's just like nothing there besides like they look good. Like, and you see it on the internet all the time. Like they they don't provide any content but how they look. They always show off their ass. They always do it now. Um, even in the fact that like to try to um, get you to look at their video, to click on their video, because like the first thing they show is their ass, and it's like, what are they gonna do? Like they all like that. Even if like they're trying to do like content, um, uh, like a regular job. I seen one the other day where this one woman, um, it comes right to your feed, the top of your feed, whatever. It's like crazy, man. Maybe it's the algorithm that I had on Facebook a long time ago, and but like, you see that image, and then like it's to lure you in to click on the video, and it's just like, it's annoying. Like, it's seriously just annoying at this point. I prefer like women that are in like dresses, man. They're not showing everything off. When I go to the if I do go to the gym, I prefer to see women in like, I'm more attracted to women with a huge sweater on that's like covering us. They might be wearing leggings or whatever, but you can't see their ass. Like, I, my gym is a YMCA, and one of the instructors the other day had these like She had these tight ass leggings and it went right up her ass. I'm like, this is ridiculous, man. This is supposed to be a family type of place, Christian type of place, and like, there's no shame. There's no like, they don't get shamed. They don't even get shamed by other women anymore, by older women. Like, this is where we're at, and it's just like, I'm just annoyed. I'm just annoyed with it, man. Quit showing everything off. You know what I mean? But besides that, like, women just like show everything off. So it's just like, why work hard? They don't really obviously respect themselves. You know, they don't really don't have that much morals like the modern woman. You know, choosing, you know, a career over their own baby. If you don't want to have kids, then don't have kids, man. If you just want to be like a man and provide, you know, be a career woman, that's cool. But you know, it's one thing if it's like you come on a hard times and now you have to go back to work. That's one thing. You know, the husband, like, some things happened. The husband got laid off or whatever because of the tariffs and the economy right now. And now you both have to work. But there's a lot of women that really don't have to like grind, and they just want to dump their kids off on a daycare and have other people raise their kids so they can get a little bit ahead, so they can have that the materialism to like show off to other people. Like, the whole notion of these women, a lot of these women just, they care about what people think so hard. They'll even take like, I think we're to the point where if a modern woman had to choose a plumber who could be in decent shape, you know what I mean? He could have his life together. He's not like one of these classical plumbers where he's overweight and he's, you know, showing his crack off when he's, you know, bending over to fix something. But, you know, he's a decent, you know, in shape person, kind of like me, maybe a little bit better shape than me. And she would pick a man that makes less as long as he's got that status of the job, so she can like brag to her family and friends, and they don't really care. And she could be miserable with the guy, but she's with him just because of his status, his perceived status. You know, like, he's a tech guy, or he's got the office job, so he's obvious. But it's like, well, like, that other guy knows how to fix stuff. Like, I don't know. And I know they're obsessed with money. Like, they're completely obsessed with money. It's such a shallow society we live in. Like, this is the norm. Like, this is so normal. I see all of these women out here just like consuming, and if there would be no economy at all if it wasn't for women consuming. Honestly, like, they're the ones that drive the economy. But men are, we work hard because we want access to women, because we like women. Like, we want to have women in our lives. And that's what I'm saying. I used to go to the gym because, like, I was bettering myself, but a lot of it was because I was inspired to have accessibility to women. But nowadays there's such a huge scarcity of women. Like, even, like I said, even if they're attractive, like, even if they're like just an average woman, man, just like, she could be like classically like a 5 or a 6. Well, they're like a 8 because of social media. You know, they get all the attention, and their ego should be boosted because, like, you know, that's what happens. They're like, why do women have high standards nowadays? Because so many guys just give them so much free attention that they should up their. That's what happens if you get a lot of attention. Well, you have to weed people out, so now you have to come up with different things. I've been in this situation myself when I used to date. You know, I had a lot of. It's not like there were 10s, you know, like Andrew Tate getting 10s. But no, man, they're around my sexual market value, like a 5, 4, not 4. The 4s were like, if I just like didn't want anybody to see me hanging out with them in public, you know, we just hang out real quick. You know, that's how these these fives and sixes, average women are being treated by like eight guys with eight. They're not going to be seen with them in public, but they'll go and hang out and do the dirty deeds behind closed doors so nobody can see it, because it's like, I'm bored, I ain't got nothing else to do, and uh, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's just like the modern woman is repulsive. I mean, honestly, and I don't, that's Gen Z is pissed. I've said this before. I said, like, Gen Z, like, males, they're pissed. I don't know that they're so pissed, but they just kind of just don't care anymore. But they are kind of angry too. It's like there's not any value but how you look. That's it. There's no like loyalty. There's no compassion. There's no care. It's completely self-centered with these women. Not all women, man, but like, the good ones are pretty much already scooped up. So like they're already married. And I've seen this myself. I'm sitting here with like 13,000 followers on Twitter. Fuck X, the whole bullshit. I'm with 13,000 followers on Twitter, and like, that's not like I'm famous or anything, but when I see like other people, like I see WNBA women and they have less followers than me, and it's just like I'm comparable to some people that have kind of like local politicians and stuff like that. And it's like a lot of people who like me are like right leaning people, right leaning women, but they're already taken. Those ones are pretty much the good ones. The left ones, the liberal left ones, like the Democrat ones, like those ones are all trash. Like they're completely radical. They're delusional. They don't live in reality. A lot of them are LGBT, so like the gayness is like huge nowadays. That takes away from the pool of women who are available. Like, dude, if they're gay, like they're not attracted to me. So like that's less women, So for me, I'm just using myself. Like I'm lucky that I've actually lived life at this point. I've dated, I've been married, I've had kids. A lot of these young people, these young men, may never even have any of that, and it's sad. It's sad that women are choosing just shallow things over like family stuff that really matters. And in my experience, I've said this before, when you're younger, materialism is like a huge thing, but once you get older, like that stuff kind of wears off, man. Like I remember being young too, and I liked that stuff, and I wanted to be rich, and I watched MTV Cribs, and I wanted to be, people who don't know what MTV Cribs is, it was just pretty much a show where they would go into millionaires, famous people's houses and show us what they, I didn't know. You might see stuff in movies, but it was cool to see it in real life. Not in real life like I'm there, but like, kind of get a peek. Now it's kind of like annoying. I think these people are just annoying, and it's like they're bragging. It's such a backward society that we live in, and people, I came out with like the video yesterday talking about, what's with the school shooting is there's a complete detachment from like humans. I mean, this is not just like the kids, but like adults as well. And I just don't care about grinding. And honestly, like if my kid, I don't want to get into too much personal stuff because I don't like to talk about my children on here, for their privacy. But if I was in a different part of my life, like seriously, I would really contemplate about not even like, you know, grinding in the system anymore. And it Trump gives me hope. My Bitcoin gives me hope that like maybe, I want to pay off my debt and I want to try to get my stuff, my life turned around financially. But it feels like there's no carrot on the stick anymore. That's what it feels like. And it feels like even if you do really well and turn your life around, it's just never good enough. That's what it feels like. And it's like all this work I put in this last 10 years with like the red pill, like learning from the red pill and trying to better myself. It's just that would have all that work I would have put in like 20 years ago. Yes, I would be so far ahead in life, but it just feels like I am fighting against the current. That's what it feels like right now for maybe people, maybe it's just me, man, but it just feels I feel uninspired. Dude, I'm just uninspired by women, man. I'm just uninspired. I'm unimpressed. I'm like, man, yeah, of course like I have urges for them and I want to like hang out and but I just don't feel like putting in the effort anymore. And I've noticed this, man. You know, being on the dating sites, which I'm not on anymore, but pretty much it was just like I wasn't really taking it serious. Um, to, before COVID, whenever I would like talk to somebody new, um, I would want to meet them like really really fast to see if we liked each other or not. And I don't even I've had matches. I've had women who've I've talked to and I've could have met. I just didn't. I just don't care. I don't even want to spend the money on a coffee to I just I just don't. It's just like there's no loyalty like hardly at all. And it's weird because a lot of women are living in such a bubble that they don't understand the standards and stuff that they put on what they want for their man. Or like it's almost to the point where it's okay for them to cheat on you and cuck you and you have to be okay with that. And it's like, well, how would you feel if it was the other way around? Like, where's your morality? I'm not putting up with that. I just seen a video today, and this looks like some foreigners or whatever, where this guy was interviewing this married woman, and he had his arm around her, and she didn't have no problem with it. And then as soon as her husband walked up, then she took his arm off and went to him, and it was like, what? That's what I'm talking about. Like, the lack of loyalty, and it goes both ways, man. But for me, as a man, to keep like pushing, to keep trying to strive for excellence, like the red pill, it's not there because there's just nothing that really motivates me. I go out in public and then or the internet, and it's just like it seems like there's no single women at all. That's what it feels like. Either they're sharing other men or they just like completely don't want to date anybody, or they're all married. There's a complete scarcity of available women out here. And if they are, like I said, they're radical leftists, they're obese. That's a huge thing. And like I think a lot of them honestly have a lot of emotional problems. That's why they tattoo themselves up to try to mask their pain or fill a void at the time. Because if you look at their tattoos, they're just like dumb. Like, you know what I mean? And I might actually put that for a thumbnail. Yeah, I'm gonna put that for a thumbnail. It's gonna be a pretty cool thumbnail. The tattoos are just so ugly. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this right here at all on women. I don't like this either. That's so gross, man. Like, if you're gonna get a tattoo, I want it to be really small. I don't want to see that. That looks so masculine, and that's another thing too. Women are like so masculine nowadays. They almost seem like trans. You know, they almost seem like dudes pretending to be women. They're so masculine. And it's just like, I'm uninspired. Because even if they are attractive on the outside, they're dog shit on the inside, and they're not worth anything than, like, you might as well just pay for sex from them, and that's it. And that's where we were headed. Like, honestly, like, I've never done that. I've never bought a hooker or anything like that. But it's almost like, it's, if this is a society we're going to live in, we might as well just legalize prostitution. That way, there's no work involved. You just pay them, and then you get a receipt, so that you don't have to worry about, like, oh, I wasn't, even though that you were, drinking, and we both were drinking, like, I felt like you took advantage of me, and now I feel like you raped me. Well, it's just like, if everything's based off a transaction, and I have to, it's just better for me to get a receipt that, you know, you okayed it, and then there was a transaction. Get your money, government. Dude, I know it's debaucherous and it's degenerate, but, like, this society, that's what it is. And at least at least I have a receipt, so they can't come back later and be like, hey, like, this, I didn't feel like it. That's like, I changed my mind now. Like, I was cool with, even if they're sober, I was cool with it then, but, like, now, since I wasn't cool with it because, like, I found out they got a bunch of status or money, and I want some of it now. It's like, it's a disgusting world we live in, honestly, and I put it back on us, the men. We lead this. We're the ones that, you know, back in, like, the 70s and 80s, that started to leave our women, and started to divorce them and replace them with another woman, with another family. It's pretty ridiculous. And we created hookup culture. That's the whole thing with the red pill guys that pisses me off, when they act like, when they sit here and complain about women's body count, but in the same token, like, they're out here advocating to sleep with a bunch of women like it's okay. And it's like, well, you can't have it both ways, man. And you can't say men are the leaders, and then put that example out there for women. You know what I mean? It's okay for me. It's like they have I can just go out and do what I want. Like Myron Gaines. I like some of the stuff he says, but Myron Gaines thinks it's okay to cheat. Well, hey, if you have an agreement with your woman, that's one thing. These people that have, like, cuck relationships, or, like, they're swingers. But, like, if they think that, if you have, like, an agreement to be monogamous, it's not okay to go out and be with other people, either side. And, the whole thing of, like, one person for your whole life is pretty much dead at this point, and that's why Gen Z's not having kids, and I don't blame them. And it's nobody's business to tell them to have kids either. It's not their responsibility to keep society going forward when it's a degenerate society. It's not like everything is hunky-dory out here. It's not like they're, like, making tons of money, and society is, like, has a lot of morals. No, this shit is completely degenerate. This is such a self-absorbed, superficial society, that looks down on people because of, like cops. They were talking about on Pepe David last night. Cops in Florida, I think the base entry is 50,000 to put their lives on the line, and then they're looked down on and disrespected. And that's what it's like to be in the working class. Not only do you not get paid shit, you basically are told that you're health insurance is a benefit, but the health insurance doesn't pay for shit. Um, when a quarter of your salary has to go to paying your deductible before they pay for anything for the whole year, like that's not a benefit. And to top it off, this morally dejected society who just throws money and thinks that things are going to be okay. You can't just keep throwing money that is like that's printed out of nowhere. That's all funny money, all fake. And it gets siphoned to the top anyway. All the people at the top just like sitting high on the hog, having like this excess of wealth, and they're not giving back. Even Jeff Bezos, like the fact that like the landing, I posted the video, is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they were doing with their Blue Origin, is that the name or whatever? But when they landed, the women inside, all women crew, all women passengers, they're not astronauts. They didn't do anything. They're just passengers. If they even went, I don't know. I don't know if it's fake, but I seen the door open. I posted it, and then like some lady runs up there and says, "Shut it." And then Jeff Bezos like, "Well, what are you guys doing in there?" Like, oh. At that point, if it was me, I would just been like, okay, like, how I would have spent it like there was a malfunction or something. Like, he still went up there when the door opened and acted like his little crowbar thing, his little key thing opened it. Like, all this shit is fake. All of this is fake. Like, what is this? It almost seems like the Truman Show, man. It almost seems like this is some type of other dimension. I don't know, man. That was so weird. Why would you, when you're exposed, when everyone can see, like, they opened it, you might as well roll with it instead of, like, shutting it, acting like we didn't see it, and going in there. Everything is so... That's why we don't care. We're exhausted. We are exhausted for this crap. We're exhausted trying to figure out, like, is this real? Is this propaganda? You think that it sounds real, and then all of a sudden you come the next day, find out that was the wrong information given to you. And you can't believe the mainstream media either. And it's just, I know this was supposed to be about like me not really feeling like working out, and I like to work out, I do. I like to be active. Okay, here's the big thing I haven't said. I like to play basketball. I love playing sports. I can't afford to get hurt. And that's what these red pill guys don't understand. It's like they sit here and they rag on these guys that sit here and, watch. They call it sports ball because these people are absolute fucking nerds. Like, these people were the kids in high school that got picked on because they played Dungeons and Dragons. Very smart, but like, these people are nerds, and they're not athletically gifted, and they never have, so they hate on sports. Well, sports is a major culture thing in our society, so you don't want it to go away. I mean, look at what happened. If you watch the movie The Miracle, the 19, like, that inspires people. Sports inspire people, man. Like, the whole hate. I get it. I definitely get it. Like people like Alex Jones, they hate on this stuff is because they're trying to compete with it. That's why they hate on this stuff. And yeah, you got to have some balance. You should have some balance of knowing what's happening right now. You shouldn't just be just only focus on sports. But at the same time, man, I can't blame people for wanting to be detached from reality either, because this shit fucking sucks for the average person, man. Whether people want to admit it or not, and they act like everything's hunky-dory in their life, like, this shit fucking sucks. It really does, man. There's so much pressure on us. Like, and there's no safety net for the majority of us, man. Like, you know how many people in 2008 during that recession lost their jobs and ended up fucking homeless? Like, there's no communities we can go to. The right's not building any type of communities where you can, like, you fall on hard times. We don't want you in the streets, but like, hey, you can come here and have a roof over your head, have access to a shower. But we do that for criminals, though. You know what I mean? We house those, which they should be put away. But there's nothing for like regular people who come onto financial hard times to maybe learn new skills, participate in the community for sure, and like put like the El Salvador thing. The prison system is like, if you go to their max security prison, like those are the worst people that go there. The ones that they're calling the death camp or concentration camp. Those are the worst of the worst. Those are the people who did the Colombian neckties on people. Like, these people are absolute animals. They should probably all be executed. But if you, the way their prison system works, if you work, you can get your sentence cut on half. So every day you work, so if your prison sentence is 10 years, if you work, basically every day for 5 years, you can get out. That's how it should be. But like, there's nothing for regular people here in this society. Welfare, no. Like, you know how hard it is to get onto like Section 8 housing? The long list. There's no housing. There's nothing. So what do people have to do? Go live in the streets. And not everybody, not all those people who are living in the streets are from economic hard times. A lot of them are drug addicts. But like, where's those? Where's communities where people can, like, we ship these people to these different places where if you escape and you don't try to rehabilitate, then like, you're going to go through a desert and to get back to civilization, and you're probably not going to make it. So you might want to stay in that community. And there's nothing like this for us. There's nothing like, you go through bankruptcy. Can I rebuild my credit? No, you have to sit here. Like, dude, the environment is completely fucked. There's no understanding. There's no like looking at people's records and be like, they're a good person. Like, they pretty much got their they're doing the right thing, and a lot of bankruptcies happen because of people can't pay. Some health thing came up and their health insurance is just trash, and what's the point of having it if I have to pay a huge deductible? It's gonna put me in bankruptcy anyway, so why have health insurance? That's what I'm saying. There's nothing here for us anymore. Like, there's not really any benefit, and that's why you see a lot of people just saying, "Nah, I'm done, dude. I'm done." And I'm hoping it gets better. Like, I'm hoping that Trump can like make things good for us so we can have a functioning society, because this society is headed to destruction. That's what it's headed to, man. And you can say it's religion, you can say this and that. That's a part of it too. That gives people a purpose, that gives people structure. But then it's not just that, man. Like, yeah, you can go to church, but still, like, you're still gonna have all the financial struggles of like trying just to live. It's so hard to just like live and put a roof over your head, man. You don't really get what you pay for. And I think that's where people are at, and they're just like, just tired. That's where I'm at. I'm just tired. I'm tired of grinding. I'm trying to like, when you come to a point where it's like, dude, I'm done, man. Like, there's not much more I can really do. I've hit my ceiling, dude. There's not, you know what I mean? Like, with the environment the way it is, I pretty much hit my ceiling, and I just don't have the desire to push forth, to just keep grinding and keep grinding forever like I'm some kind of slave. I like to have downtime, and a lot of these people, these red pill guys, they have tons of time for luxury, man. They are or leisure. You know what I mean? They don't know what to do with their time. Um, they are a have, and the rest of us are have-nots, and the chances of us becoming a have, whether it's in real life or in social media, it's extremely hard, and they just are completely out of touch with reality because a lot of these guys are boomers and they don't understand what COVID did to our society. They don't want to admit it. They just like, just keep grinding, just be a man. It's like, no, no. The classic thing is the juice isn't worth the squeeze. That's what they used to say for like single moms with kids and everything like that. The juice isn't worth the squeeze, and that's where we're at, and that's where people realize it, whether they have awareness to that, or they just like, it's just they're just tired. And it's not because we're lazy. I haven't had a job for 3 months because there really isn't anything here where I'm at. That's why I'm leaving, and less than 2 weeks I'm out of here. There's more opportunities where I'm gonna go. Hopefully I find a job really quick, but the standard of living is too high. It's just not worth it, and that's why you see a lot of Gen Z going to living in cars, turning cars into houses, basically, like vans or a van life or whatever, because it's just not worth it, man. It's like the opposite, like they're living lives like how old people used to live. Like you retire and you start traveling. If you're well off, you start traveling the country in an RV or whatever. But it's just like it's not because they're lazy. It's because it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, I don't have the desire to even go to the gym. It's always these rich people that are telling you to go to the gym when you've already worked your shift. They don't have to work like you do. It's always these people who are well off who don't have to work a real job. They're on YouTube. They make money off of YouTube, and they're telling you go to the gym after you just got done working 10 hours. I've done it. It's fucking hard, man. It's fucking hard. It's hard to have no reward. It's hard to keep pushing forward. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to smoke a joint if I can't. But yeah, that's what I was doing last year. Because I realized, like, as soon as I came up here, my thing was, I'm gonna kick ass. I was excited, and I was about getting myself in good shape, and I was doing good, man. I was starting to get myself down. I think I got myself down to like 186 pounds, and I think a couple months before I actually moved to Michigan, back to Michigan, I was probably like 220 pounds, like the heaviest I've ever been. So I got myself down, and then it's just like, if there's no women, there's no available women. All the women that I talked to before up here weren't responding to me when I reached out to them. The internet dating wasn't working. The women in real life, they're all taken, or they weren't interested. So then I'm like, okay, then I'm just gonna, smoke weed. At least enjoy myself a little bit. I'm not just gonna suffer, man. I'm not just gonna continue to suffer all the fucking time and get nothing out of it. And that's where people are at. Like, I don't mind suffering. I really don't. I don't mind working hard. I like to do it. But there's no safety nets. So I can't even play basketball. I want to play basketball. I want to play with other people. My body can't even handle, but I would like to. I can't afford it if something happens. I can't afford it. I can't afford a major injury. I can't. And people just don't understand that. Like, there's so many people that just live in a bubble. And I was listening to Big Ward. Big Ward's a beast. I like Big Ward. Check him out. I think I might put the his video that I watched in the description. Just burn the shit down. Like seriously, if we can't have nothing, I don't want any rich people to have anything either. That's what I feel. And I don't want it to be like that. But like if they just keep taking it and don't have any type of awareness of what they're doing and not giving anything back, no, like I want you to suffer. That's why I'm like sitting here laughing at the stock market taking a dive because yeah, it hurts me. Yeah, it does. But it's hurting these rich people who, you know, they haven't felt all this inflation. You know, the people that feel all this inflation are the people who have been like the essential workers been are keeping us all alive. You know, and they get they get looked down on. They not only do we get not only do, I'm in the working class. Not only do we get looked down on society like we're fucking pieces of shit because we're not like a famous rapper or like a famous politician or social media influencer, but we don't get paid shit either. So it's a double fuck to you. So it's kind of like I'm just gonna do enough to get by, man. Fuck, that's how I've been living. That's the only reason where I'm at right now. That's the only reason I've been able to some smart decisions I've made, but also like credit too. Been living off of credit as well. So yeah, I have been, but like you know, what am I supposed to do? There's not really any fucking jobs, and I'm not going to try to fucking. If I had a house, if I owned a house, I would stay here and I would be working fast food jobs. I'd be working whatever job I could. I'm not gonna fucking bust my ass for a shitty apartment that is overpriced. This fucker should be like a Section 8 housing fucking apartment. And I'm having to pay like $1,000 for this place. It's like, what? Dude, I made 41,000, man. 41,000 last year. To have to pay a quarter of my fucking wages to rent this fucking piece of shit place. Which it's a decent area. So like and that's another thing. We have to sit here and like worry about like why can't we just be like every area is fucking amazing? If for everybody, every area should be absolutely there should be no crime anywhere. It should be very minimal. Um every place should be nice. It's not. It's not. And it's this society is like it's what it is people need pain and suffering. I've said this before, man. I remember making a video about this when I lived in Washington State like 5 years ago. People need pain and suffering to change, like a breakup. Breakup will change your life. You'll go through it'll either make you or break you. It'll make you, and that's what people need. Not us, not the working class. The rich people, the upper class people, they need the pain and suffering so they know how we feel. Even people at my level need some more pain and suffering so they know how the slaves feel for their, you know, making their things, like the kids in Congo mining cobalt to make our cell phones. Like that's absolutely atrocious. Dude, I'm not for slavery at all. You know, this is why I'm against illegal immigration, because like these people are saying our economy is highly important, but they're advocating for slave labor to prop up our economy to keep our prices down. Who's gonna pick the strawberries? Like, dude, that's so fucked up, man. You want indentured servants here to come pick strawberries so you don't have to pay high prices for them because you don't want to grow them yourself. Isn't that fucked up? The elitists, the elite, like, I'm not saying we haven't been suffering. I've been suffering for a long fucking time financial with this bull. Trying to fucking figure this shit out, man. And it's fucking complicated. It's fucking exhausting. I hate the financial system. It's such a pain in the ass. I wish like everything should just be automated at this point, man. Just like, dude, if I just tell me how much I fucking owe, man. I shouldn't have to go. I shouldn't have to do my taxes. It should be just be done automatically with AI. Like, why do I have to go to? I go to somebody and pay somebody to do my taxes, so is to make sure they're done right. Sometimes they might get, find things that they can, get some of my money back, which is mine. I should get it all. I shouldn't even have to pay taxes. 41,000, dude. People look down on me because I made that much when I worked my ass off. I guarantee you, all these people who look down on me for that could not even handle that job I did for one day. Not even one fucking day. Cold, lifting heavy cases all day. They wouldn't be able to hang, man. And I excelled. But even being an old man. Longer video than I wanted to do, but I think it's important for these long videos. And I have noticed, looking a little bit on my views, like they are getting a little bit more views, which is cool, man. And I think the reason why they are because people can kind of relate to what I'm saying. I'm just trying to tell the truth, man. That's all I am trying to do. I want society to get better. I think there is potential for this society to get better and turn this ship around. I really do. I don't want us to complain. I want things to be amazing. I want things to be amazing for everybody in this world who are good people. You're doing the right things, then good things should happen. But what it feels like in this dimension or whatever simulation or whatever the hell this is, man. Truman Show, like our own Truman Show, I don't know. It feels like the people at the top, the people who have like lavish lifestyles, get whatever the fuck they want. They cheat. They're pieces of shit. Not everybody, but you have to cheat to get ahead. You have to screw people over to get ahead. And I'm not about that, man. I don't want to screw people over. I don't want to steal from people. Like me consolidating my debt. Like I just like, dude, like this is all fake money anyway, man. Like it's all fake money, dude. Yeah, we printed 20 trillion the last 5 years. It's all fake. Everything. The society is so fucking fake. This is a big reason why I've isolated myself, because it's so fake. And a lot of people, whether they know it or not, they feel it. Maybe they don't know how to articulate it, but they feel like this is just pointless. And we're not building. That's what it feels like is we're not building anything. It feels like we're just living off of the scraps, off of whatever we've built in the past. And soon those scraps are going to run out. That's what it feels like. And then we'll just, collapse. We'll see. I hope Trump, I'm rooting for Trump. And if you care about America, you care about the working class, you should be, you should be vote. You should be in Trump's corner, that he's doing the right thing to change this. But it takes us too, man. We have to put in work too. We have to fix our... It's hard, man, especially when you worked your ass off. But there's other people that need to put some work in and be in reality, that are thinking that they are main characters, or like better than they are. No, you're just a regular person, man. There's nothing really special about you. Nobody's gonna remember you. They'll remember you about as much as it's gonna remember me. And in fact, I might even who knows, I might pop off in the future if my stuff stays on the internet. But, just because you have a Mercedes-Benz and you have a really nice house, like, and you get your really nice clothes. Do people really care? Like, do people really care about that superficial shit? I mean, I guess they do. I'm not obsessed with these celebrities anymore. I think that I'm almost becoming like, I don't like them anymore. I think that they're scums of the earth. Rich people as well.